There are moments in history that transcend time, moments when the courage of one individual ignites the hopes of an entire nation. February 11, 1990, was one such moment. After 27 long years behind bars, Nelson Mandela stepped out of Victor Verster prison, not just as a free man, but as the symbol of a new dawn, a dawn that would lead South Africa from the shadows of racial oppression into the light of unity and democracy. Following his release, Mandela embarked on a diplomatic tour to garner international support and pressure the apartheid government. He met with world leaders, including President George H.W. Bush, President Francois Mitterrand, and Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, urging them to maintain sanctions against South Africa's apartheid regime. Mandela's efforts reinforced the ANC's standing as the legitimate representative of the South African people. Meanwhile, Mandela prepared for a crucial task back home: formal negotiations with the apartheid government to dismantle apartheid. In May 1990, Mandela led an ANC delegation in its first official negotiations with the government, culminating in the signing of the Groot Shaw Minute. This historic agreement included the lifting of the state of emergency and the release of political prisoners. However, Mandela's decision to offer a ceasefire, known as the Pretoria Minute, drew criticism from some activists who feared it would weaken their leverage. In December 1991, Mandela and President F.W. de Klerk co-chaired the first session of the Convention for a Democratic South Africa, CODESA. Delegates from 19 political parties gathered to lay the foundation for a new democratic nation. Despite tensions, Mandela pushed for a multiracial democracy, advocating for a unitary system of governance based on majority rule. Tragedy struck in June 1992 with the Boipatong massacre, in which dozens of ANC activists were killed. Accusing the government of complicity in the violence, Mandela called off the negotiations and demanded international intervention. Despite these setbacks, Mandela remained committed to peaceful dialogue. In 1992, after the Bisho massacre, Mandela realized that continued mass action was leading to more bloodshed. He resumed talks with de Klerk, resulting in agreements for a transitional government and the release of all political prisoners. In 1993, Nelson Mandela and F.W. de Klerk were jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for their efforts to end apartheid peacefully. The two leaders continued negotiations, drafting an interim constitution based on democratic principles and human rights. As the election date drew near, Mandela embarked on a vigorous campaign. The ANC's message was simple but powerful: a better life for all. Mandela traveled the country, addressing people's forums and raising support for the ANC's plan to rebuild the nation through its Reconstruction and Development Program (DP). Mandela's diplomatic efforts extended to forging peace between political rivals, including Inkoda's Mangosuthu Buthelezi, to ensure a smooth and peaceful election. On April 27, 1994, South Africa held its first ever multiracial democratic election. Millions of citizens, many voting for the first time, cast their ballots in an election that was not only historic but transformative. As expected, the ANC secured a sweeping victory, gaining 63% of the vote. On May 10, 1994, Nelson Mandela was inaugurated as the first black president of a newly democratic South Africa. The day symbolized the dawn of a new era, one built on reconciliation, unity, and equality. Mandela stated, "Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. Let freedom reign." Nelson Mandela's journey from prisoner to president was the culmination of decades of struggle, sacrifice, and hope. His leadership, vision, and unwavering commitment to justice transformed South Africa into a nation where freedom and democracy could finally take root. Watch out for more stories in the next video.